Ladies, congratulations on your win today down here at Navy. Maybe to start with Kate. You had a very steady game today, making points, getting rebounds. What did it take to just keep the flow of the game going?
I would say just not letting the little things get to us, bouncing back from our mistakes, and just keep playing.
Lisa, we were talking that second quarter, Navy put some pressure defense on you on the ball, full court, half court, and caused some steals, but you were able to change. What were you able to change at halftime that made it such a strong third quarter?
Coach just told us we had to be more confident with the ball. We were being really hesitant, and he told us to kind of eliminate that hesitancy, and I think that's what we did in the third quarter.
Madison Hovern, obviously your senior, had a big game today. There was one great turnaround jumper she had underneath. Tell us about the leadership she provided today out on the court.
I mean, she kind of like lights the fire up for us. She gets us going, and we like to use her momentum to kind of go off of.
Did you guys do anything special to spot Navy? Navy went into like at the end of the second quarter, 4 minutes of no scoring, and then fourth quarter they had like another 5 minutes worth of no scoring. Did you guys do anything special? Switch your defenses up or anything?
Yeah, we did switch up our defense, decided to go zone on them, and that worked out really well for us. So that's what stopped them on defense.
Kind of the same thing that happened at Army at West Point, right?
Yes, correct. We wanted to pack in the middle, keep them out of the middle of the zone, so it worked out well for us.
Was there any conscious decision to go more to Madison in the second half? Because it seemed like she was getting the ball more inside in the second half. Was that a conscious decision by the coach?
Yeah, I'd say we wanted to get it inside because that's kind of where our strength lies, and from there, she took care of business.
Can you tell us about Jess Lewis, your senior guard? She had 12 points on the game, and just her contribution, 7 assists, big part of this from the second half.
Yeah, Jess is our leader on the floor and off the floor. She fought tonight. Navy came out hot, but we just really had to ride the storm, and Jess led us the whole way there.
Okay, just winning here, you won at West Point in January, you won here against Navy at Annapolis. Do you have a feel about how big an accomplishment that is?
It's something pretty special, and we've been preparing for this game just like every other, but just knowing the importance of it with our status within the league is something that kind of motivated us.
Lisa, maybe the same, winning both halves of both Navy games this year, being able to come down to Annapolis and play so well in the second half. Do you understand how big an accomplishment that was for your team?
Seeing the reaction of our seniors, just how happy it made them both times, especially this time. They showed us how big of a win this is for us, but we got to take care of business in these next couple games.
Good.
I just saw Bill Wagner. Just really proud of the way we hung in there. I thought Navy was terrific in the second quarter. Yeah, I mean, they just completely took us out of anything we wanted to do, and we were really fortunate. We had to go to zone. We couldn't stop them. I mean, the penetration. They're so good at attacking the middle, and we're very limited. I mean, in terms of our overall team quickness, and we have to be able to play zone. And with the shooters that they have, they really took us out of the zone in the first game up at West Point. But I just thought when we went to the zone, it was out of desperation, and we were just really lucky. They had a couple untimely turnovers. And I don't think it was anything we did. I just think they had a couple of miscues, and that allowed us. I mean, we didn't score a point for 8.5 minutes in the second quarter. It was embarrassing. I mean, I thought we just couldn't get it going. And, I look out on the floor, and why wouldn't that be the way? I mean, there were times I think there were at least 6 or 7 freshmen on the floor between the two teams. And it's just, it's something I've had to be able to to deal with this year, and I know Steph has gone through the same thing. So, for me, the ability to do what we did in the second half, a lot of it was Jess Lewis just playing with poise and getting people in the right spots. But those those two freshmen that were just here, both Murray and Fallon, and along with Sarah Bond, I thought were terrific. And they're all, all three of them have become more and more efficient in the way they play offensively. Defensively, they're still learning, but their ability to score and complement Hovren and Lewis has become a huge factor for us, especially in these last couple games.
Coach, what did you say to the team, what you work on at halftime? There was such a big difference between the second and third quarter, what you were able to accomplish.
Well, the biggest thing I thought was I was really concerned about our young guards were very indecisive against the pressure and their full court pressure, which was, we knew what it was. We worked on it. We just didn't execute. They were very reluctant to advance the ball. They kept picking their dribble up in the backcourt and throw them behind to Jess Lewis. And I could see the frustration in Jess Lewis's face. She's like, what are you doing? It's like she's like having a coach on the floor. But, we made the adjustment at halftime, sort of just refreshed their memory of what we really wanted to do, and then how we attacked their 2-1-2 trap. We had a couple bad decisions, I thought, in the second half. At one time, we ended up throwing the ball in the deep corner, had a bad turnover. But other than that, I thought, our execution, our ability to score late in the shot clock a couple times is something we've really struggled with this year. And a lot of that is being indecisive, and that's sort of a trait of freshmen sometimes. There's times where I think when you look at Jess Lewis, you think she's indecisive, but she's not. She's just trying to make the right play. And sometimes these kids they just stand around, they don't move, and that's a problem. So experience. There's no the recipe for any of these kids getting better is learning from their mistakes and getting a chance to play more. I was disappointed we didn't get more production out of the other freshman, Lindsay Skame, and she has been pretty productive for us. But she just seemed like she was out of it. Was maybe the stage was too big for her today. Foul trouble was an issue. I thought Yancey, who had played a terrific game up at Lafayette Wednesday, just wasn't a factor today. I think she had 2 free throws, but she got in foul trouble. But Fallon stepped up big time. I think Fallon's follow-up on Hovren's missed layup after we had gotten it to 12 and they cut it down to 5. That follow-up I think that was the sequence, was a huge stick back, and it sort of stopped their run. And from that point on, I think we pushed it back up to 9, 10, whatever.
Madison Auburn had a big play. I think it's to make it 36-all. She had 3 players defending her under the basket. She still was able to make the play for you.
Yeah. Well, her biggest problem, and she's been doing it her whole career, is she's stubborn sometimes. And when she doesn't dribble the ball, she's more effective. When she dribbles the ball and allows people to get into a trap, she's not as effective. And she had 4 turnovers in the first half because she kept putting the ball on the floor. And their game plan was they were sinking in and double teaming her, and she's not particularly a very good passer, and they know it. So that's if I'm playing against us, I'm just going to try to trap her every time she gets the ball.
What seemed to open up there though in the second half for Madison? The ball was getting to her and she was scoring.
Yeah, she had a good second half. She struggled early, but she's a very she's just a real freaky type of a player. She's a lefty. When you look at what she's accomplished in her career, as a coach, my first reaction is she could have been so much better if she just would have added a few little things to her game. Eliminate catching the ball and dribbling. But she can't really score anywhere other than around the basket. But the kid's 1,000-point scorer, 1,000 rebounds. I mean, it's an incredible. She's as big an enigma as any player I've ever coached. I mean, I've been doing this over 40 years, and I can't even begin to compare her to anybody else I've coached, male or female. She's, as limited as she is in certain areas, she's been as productive as anybody you could imagine with her rebounding, her her toughness. I mean, double for her is like a walk in the park. She just she's been incredibly productive.
Coach, both strong second halves against Navy up in West Point and then today. Tell us, is that just the senior leadership showing itself, wanting to demonstrate what they can do on the big stage games?
Well, Lewis is obviously, one of the best leaders I've had, one of the best captains I've had, 2-year captain, an incredible, but for a kid who's got so many physical challenges and has faced so much adversity with injuries, I'm so happy for her. I mean, no one deserves it more than that kid. She's gone through hell, in terms of rehabs and, two separate knee surgeries, and she's playing with a dislocated thumb right now. I mean, it's amazing when I look at how she just she leads the Patriot League in assists, and I think I'm quicker than her. I mean, she can't go by anybody. She has a hard time defensively keeping people in front of her, but because of her basketball IQ, because of her mental toughness, her leadership, her just, her will to win. I mean, she's an incredible kid. She's going to med school. She's one of those, but there's so many of those kids here and at the Naval Academy, you get spoiled with those kind of kids.
Last question.
Good? Good. Okay, good seeing you guys.